Let's go thrifting in Encinitas, California. So I was in Encinitas for 5 nights, and that gave me basically 5.5, 6 days to go do some thrifting, and I found some fantastic home decor pieces. So if that sounds good to you, let's get into it. I found one of these, it's called the Austin, well, the company's called Austin, and they're famous for their horses, big plaster horse. Some of you guys might know, I actually have something that's very similar to this in white. And now this guy is more gray. Look at that tail. And it even has the label, the original label on the bottom. You can see that, Austin Industries. A great piece. This was $125. It was 25% off, so I got it for under $100. And I am beyond thrilled. Look at him. I have seen other people, influencers, whatnot, home interior design kinds of people, posting about the popularity of horses right now. So this horse, I found this on Cherish, which you guys know probably Cherish just runs high, was $1,200. So paying $100, that was actually a really good deal. I have to figure out, maybe I keep the gray one. Maybe that goes better with my home decor. I don't know, but very, very cool. I was thrilled to find him. The other thing I got, and ice buckets have been on my forbidden list for quite a while. I haven't sold an ice bucket in such a long time. I found this ice bucket and it just was so cool. MCM, look at that wood handle on the top. Look at that. Beautiful teak handle, again, top, black, very sleek. And this is a Georges Briard. So if you're going to get barware, Georges Briard is a great name, a name you want to look for. So I got this. I'm going to order some teak or wood restorer. I should invest in that because I do want to buff this up a little bit. Now I paid up for this. I paid $16 again. Ice buckets have been on my list to not buy because I'm not selling them. So hopefully someone who's into mid-century modern will be into this bucket, and hopefully it's not a mistake. The other thing I got at the Hospice store was, this is from Kate Spade. You guys know I really like Kate Spade. This one, this is actually a bottle opener. I've never seen this before. It's new in box. So the idea that there's a little bit of a hook in there. I don't know if you guys can see. Anyway, so that's where you would, you'd get that under the bottle cap and open it like this. So brand new. I paid $20 for this. Paid kind of a lot because I could have just bought it online and paid for shipping for $20. So very, very cool piece. It's made by Lennox. I'm going to keep this for myself because there's no money in it, but I'm okay with that. Now, I did go back to the Hospice store a couple of times during my trip because, as you guys know, sometimes you just have to go back to stores a couple of times. It doesn't hurt at all to go the next day because they're constantly putting out new stuff. So I was absolutely thrilled. It was my last day in town. So I'm looking around, and I'm just like, I just want to find really one great thing. So I'd already walked by this aisle and I did not see, if you can even believe, look at this. Made in Italy. Look at this little lion figurine. He is so incredibly adorable. Now I paid for him. I paid $38, but I looked up online and people are asking $250, $275. And I really love the fact that there's a sticker on here. Hopefully you can see that. It says, I think it says made in Italy for Joseph Magnan. Now, if you've lived in California for any amount of time, like I have, you know the name Joseph Magnan. There was Joseph Magnan and I Magnan, two very, better to high-end department stores in the Los Angeles, California area. They may have been in other states too, but they are long gone. And so to find something that has that Joseph Magnan label on the bottom was absolutely thrilling and will add to the value when I sell this. My next stop was at the Veterans Thrift Store in Oceanside. This is my second time there. I really liked when I was there in February. I found great things, and this trip did not disappoint. My first piece is this Raymond weights. Look at this amazing picture. Look at that beautiful black handle. There's the Raymond Waite signature on the bottom. Beautiful zebra print, very substantial. You could use this as a crock next to your stove or put some flowers in it or branches. I really, really love this. And I think I paid $6 for this. So very good deal, and thrilled to find this. And speaking of pictures, I found another picture. Look at this beautiful green with, it has a cane detail, and look at that ombre green color. There's the lip for the picture. That is crystal, and I think I paid $3 for this. Great piece. Of course, I'd love to keep it, but I can't. So it will go to a new home. This next piece, I love these little compote kinds of dishes. Look at that beautiful detail on the stem. This is vintage Fostoria. I did pay $7 for this, so basically kind of paid too much. I have a $26 price tag on this. I love these on a bar for lemon wedges, olives, lime wedges, whatever garnish, maraschino cherries, whatever garnishes you're putting. It's just really a nice, very usable piece. Or if you're going to pass cookies at the end of a meal because you only have a couple of people, just some cookies on top or candies. It's really a lovely, beautiful piece. I will occasionally buy salad plates. I'll hardly ever buy dinner plates unless it's really spectacular. But I did find these plates. This is by Nortaki. It's called Portfolio. So see this very cool black design, and then there's a gold rim. There are no cutlery marks on this. I have 8 of these plates. I think they were 30% off. So I think they were $1.95. So what is that? So I think I paid $1.40 a plate. I have 8. They are spectacular, and I think there will be a buyer out there for these. And then next to the salad plate, I found the bread and butter. Again, look at this very cool Art Deco pattern. This was manufactured in the early 1990s. If you ever find the teapot in this pattern on replacements, it's like over $400. Got 4 on these, 8 on these. Hopefully there'll be someone that will understand, it's the bread and butter, but use it for dessert, use it for appetizers. There's other ways. Just because something is assigned a title doesn't mean it has to serve that purpose for you. Use it how you want to use it. My next item, now you're going to have to use your imagination a bit here. So I found these canisters. Look at these. It's a wedge. So it's like a pie wedge. There's 3 of these. They fit together to make a circle. So you would put your, your flour, your sugar, whatever you wanted to keep in these. Maybe it's different kinds of tea, but a beautiful, unusual piece. I've never seen these before, and they were in almost perfect condition. So excited to find this. Again, something interesting and unusual. And they all have the same fruit motif. Again, when all 3 are pushed together, it makes a circle. So really fun, interesting canister. And I love fruit. Any kind of fruit detail. I love finding round ball decorative objects. So I found this one. I love this kind of ocean blue swirl. This was actually 60% off. So I think I paid like 40 cents for this. And I think it was originally sold through Home Goods, but I'm okay with that. Again, I love these on top of a stack of books, or when you need to bring a round object into the mix, just to have that juxtaposition of, circles, squares, triangles. So love finding these decorative balls. My next stop was to a community thrift store. I forget what their charity is. I hadn't gone there for a while because I just felt like things were kind of junky. But the last time I was there, I found a beautiful chinoiserie inspired foot bath, and that sold like almost immediately. And I got a great buy in it, sold it, and made a good amount of money. So, and then with this last stop, seeing what some of these other customers were getting, I was like, I've really got to come here on a regular basis. So I found some great things. My first item is this Turkish coffee. Again, I've already tagged everything. I'm going to the Mart after this to put everything out for sale. So Turkish coffee, look at this. Love the brass details here and at the top. And then we have a wooden handle. So, the lid comes up like this. It looks like this has been used, but copper has sold really well for me. So excited to add something else to the copper collection. My next item is this lobster little catch-all bowl. Now, you could use it for soup, but I just think he's kind of fun for maybe keys at the front door. And then it is marked made in Japan. So nice little bowl, $2, can't go wrong. I can make some money on that. My next piece is, this is made in Italy. It's a decorative plate, so you could actually use it if you wanted. It does say made in Italy on the back. Again, there's more of that fruit motif that I really like. And I think this might have been $3, so great deal on that. I see other people that have a booth do really well with coffee mugs, so I've picked up a few. I'm going to try that category. We'll see how it goes. So my first coffee cup, this is by Laura Ashley. So beautiful roses themed coffee cup. I think I paid $3 for this. This is bone china, made in England. So we love those kinds of details. And then my next mug is also made in England by Staffordshire. This is, what is this? Somewhere, here we go. This is from the Natural History Museum, dated 1995. Again, beautiful floral mug. There is some gold trim on this and on the handle. So also paid $3 for this. But, you know, two pretty little tea coffee cups. The next item, this is one of my favorite things I got on the whole trip. They were really dusty when I bought them, so I wasn't that into them, but I'm like, well, they're kind of cool. And there's a lot of people that do boating in LA and have boats, whatnot. So I don't know if you guys can see. Hopefully you can. It's an etched clipper sailing ship. And these are by Tuscany, made of crystal. And you'll find the beer mug, I forget what they call it, but there's the one with the handle, the beer mug, and brandy snifters and whatnot. I thought this was a very usable style of glass, because you can do beer in this. You could do iced tea, lemonade, Coca-Cola. I just thought it was more friendly for multiple uses. So I have a set of 8 on these. I actually had 9, but a minute ago when I was picking it, I was going to show you guys 2, I accidentally chipped one. So there we go. It's July 1st. I'm allowed to break one thing a month. So check that box. I can't break anything else for the rest of the month. Now I'm going to move on to the Estate Sale. That's a shop in Oceanside. It's practically across the street from the Veterans Thrift Store. So if you're in that area, check this out too. It was my first time there, and I will definitely go back again. Found a couple of good things. Tried to hold some restraint there. I found these 2 plates and plates platters. I just love the artwork on these. And, you know, California, we have all our orange groves. There's an artist signature on the back, so I do consider this studio pottery. So I have 2 of these. I think these were $8 each, and they are tagged and ready to go. But look at these gorgeous oranges. I think it's oranges, lemons. Anyway, love these. My next item, I do love a good ginger jar. So I got this one. Look at this. It's a beautiful piece, beautiful shades of red and white, in excellent condition. I think I paid $16 or $18 for this. Just think it has a really beautiful lid as well. $16 or $18 for this. Again, trying to be super selective. I think this is a nice piece, and hopefully someone else will also think it's a nice piece. I also found some Waterford. The pattern is the Colleen glass. So I found some of those, and my good friend actually collects that pattern. So I got her, it was 8 on these juice glasses. They ended up being like $11 a piece. So I got her those. So I do like to do those little favors for my friends. So she was thrilled. And, you know, those were sitting there for a while. They were actually $15 a piece. And then they were actually, when I bought them, they were 25% off. So fantastic deal. Waterford is out there. You can find it. These will be, they're like little like orange juice, little mini mimosa, or maybe, you know, ice cream, whatever. But they were adorable. Love it when I find Waterford. My next stop was over to the Goodwill in Encinitas. It's a pretty small Goodwill. I have found some things there occasionally. And I did find a couple really great coffee table books. So my first, and you know, I can't even believe I found one of these at the thrift store. So I found this at the thrift store, a Chanel coffee table book. Can you even stand it? And it was wrapped in cellophane. So I paid $15 for this. Again, brand new in cellophane. It had another tag on it too, like a home goods kind of tag for like $29.99. So I'm like, I guess I guess it's an okay deal. And it's like, well, it's less than buying it on Amazon for $65. So I did look this up. This is actually on Pottery Barn right now for, I think it's on sale for $198. So of course now I'm more thrilled knowing that I have, you know, got a better deal on this. But I'm so excited to add a Chanel coffee table book to my collection. I picked up a second coffee table book as well at the same time. So this one is Suzanne Kasler Timeless Style. I actually already have this coffee table book. It's a beautiful coffee table book. In fact, I think I bought it at the same Goodwill. Picked this up for $7. I'm going to sell it in my booth. I think it's a beautiful, substantial coffee table book. I love this very quiet, beautiful gray tones on the front. Now, my next stop was, we didn't all do this in one day, by the way. This was over the course of like 5 days. My next stop was at Valley Value Center out in Escondido. It's one of my favorite places to go. So I am at Valley Value Center in Escondido. Came out here, been here for probably at least an hour and a half. Found some good things. I gave myself a budget of $100. Caution, Rex coming through. I gave myself a budget of $100 and I'm gonna just go slightly over that. So let's check out what I'm getting. Okay, so I'm going to get these, all the pillows I'm getting have a down feather. So this pair of pillows, beautiful, kind of cool mocha kind of color with silver embroidery. The pair on these is $5. And then I have this gorgeous pair of striped wool pillows. The pair on these is $25. Tray, it's footed right in here. Gonna need a polish, it's $40. That's my big ticket item of the day. And then I have some Christmassy coffee mugs, and those I believe is $2.99 for the set of 4. Put those for my Christmas bin. So I've been trying some pillows this year because I sold a few of them pretty quickly when I first got my booth. So I'm going to keep going with the pillows. So I got these and I paid $12.50 each on these. I have a pair. One's already in the car. $12.50 each. Turns out these are made from Moroccan rugs and it's a wool linen blend. And these are like $200 a piece, you know, $185, $200, $225 on the internet. So I thought I got a great deal on these. I think I'm pricing mine at $135 each. They do have a nice down feather fill. I'm very excited to have a pair on these. I think these are great. I got these. My friend was like, I don't like those. And I'm like, I said, I like these. And I said, I have to remember, like if I think of all the other sellers at the Mart that I'm in, if they have pillows, this is kind of the aesthetic that they have in their booths. So I'm thinking if that's what they have, then that must be what's selling. So I hope I do well on these. The other pair of pillows I got is this silver embroidery on like a taupe color. There's the taupe color on the back. This also has a down feather fill. Now my friend, on the other hand, she loved these pillows. These were $5 each. So I thought, well, I can't go wrong. And I do really like them. I think they're really good neutral colors. So we'll see how we do, but I was able to price these again very affordably. Let's see how I do on these. Again, there is a pair. I really love trays for so many reasons, but I love a good tray, and I found this one. This had a Mart tag on the back. Look at all that beautiful hand-painted still life grapes. So oval shape, got a couple of handles on the end. So pretty clean and not terribly beat up. And I don't know what I paid for this. Maybe $3. It was hardly anything, so I was like, definitely gonna get this. I have been selling small artwork really, really well. I think I sold like 6 or 7 small florals. So things like this size to this size or even smaller, maybe slightly larger, but small art has just been doing really well. So was definitely looking for those pieces. Look at this one. This is very Ralph Lauren. Anyways, very Ralph Lauren inspired, and I like the way that it's matte, double matted, and a nice simple frame. I think this was probably like $3. Cute art. I'm thinking this is probably early 1990s, but again, very Ralph Lauren, so I think there will be a customer for it. I found a pair of amazing lacquered brass candlesticks, and these are by Baldwin. So very well made, a little like cushion felting on the bottom. So pair, I think these were $4 or $5 on the pair. Definitely great buy on these. At the last minute, as we were heading to check out, a cart went by and this was sitting on top, right on top. Look at this, very Americana. This is made in Italy. It says Italy someplace on here. So it says Italy right there on the top. Anyways, and of course, knowing that the U.S. is celebrating a 250th birthday on this 4th of July, I thought I better get this. So it is, again, a lidded box, great for remotes. And has kind of an early American vibe to it, but I thought it was really unusual, and I love the red, white, and blue colors. Now here's a nice bucket that I felt very good about buying. So I got this one. This is something I have sold before, and even though it's just aluminum, these are in demand because this one is made in France. Can you see the made in France on the bottom there, made in France? So I've had this before. I sold this in my Etsy shop, and I just think it's a classic ice bucket. Great rings, handles on this, and we've got some etching line detail at the top and also at the base. And I think I paid $5 or $6 for this. I had one big ticket item that I did get this at the store. I was trying to, when I go there, I try to like stay within like a $100 budget. But I found this. Look at this beautiful tray. Now, it does need a polish, so this I have to work on before I take it to my booth. But look at this beautiful tray, and I imagined it, staging it, you guys, as a bar. So I have to work on that, clean this up, but I paid $40 for this. I think it says made in India, and there's a price tag on here that says $75, an old price tag that says $75. So at one point someone was asking $75. I don't know where it was, but again, I think it's silver plate, does need a polish, so I have to work on that. But again, it will make a sensational bar. The last thing I got at Valley Value are these coffee cups. I almost did not get them because I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if they're that cute. Should I get them? Should I not? The design is on both sides. Set of 4 was $2.99. So at the last minute, I was in the checkout line. I'm like, let me look these up because I don't want to buy something. There's thousands of them out there and they don't sell for any money. But turns out these sell for approximately $15 each mug. So I thought, okay, $2.99, that's a great deal. So I got all 4 for $3. I found this incredible leopard and hot pink tropical lumbar pillow. It was so fantastic. We got home to my friend's house and it looked so good on her sofa. So I said, oh, you can have that as your hostess gift. And then I looked up that pillow. It's very hard to find in the US and it actually goes for over $100. My friend is really happy with it and I'm happy that she's happy. We made one more stop in Escondido at the Salvation Army, and I've been there a few times, but I haven't been there for several years, but we were able to stop there. So I did find some small artwork. So I found this. Now, this is not particularly rare, but it's well done, and I thought it was cute, and I think there'll be a customer for this. I think I paid $2 or $3 for that. Now, this is definitely old. This has a mark on the back that says Eugene, Oregon. Let's see if I can show you guys that, if you can read that. It says Eugene, Oregon. So I think that it was framed there. Turns out this is an older botanical print. Again, $2 or $3 for this. So very happy with that. And then I did find this pair of, I really like these because I love red branch coral. These are not particularly old, but I did really like them. I love red branch coral, and I think that, just a great organic design element to red branch coral. And I think these are nicely framed. They're very nicely matted, and I think I paid $3 each on these. I got some really good smalls at this stop. So one thing I wasn't sure about, but I'm glad I got this. It's just a little catch-all tray made in Japan, hand painted. You can see a bird crane in there. And then I got this beautiful little bowl. This is also made in Japan. Again, not super valuable. I think I have $29 on this, but very pretty, nice little catch-all bowl. I don't ever remember picking one of these up. It is a candle snuffer. We have mother of pearl on the handle as well as on the cup here. And these actually, I didn't check prices in the when I was shopping, but these are $45, $65. So I'm very excited to have this in the booth. Okay, my last thing from the Encinitas trip is this pillow. And I picked this up on the street for free. The neighborhood that my friend lives in, it's very common for people to put things kind of out on the street that they don't want anymore, anything clothes, home decor. So occasionally there are some interesting and good things. So this pillow was one of them. It has a down feather fill. So I picked that up and I thought I can put this in my booth. My next batch of items that I'm going to show you, these are all things I found around the Los Angeles area in the last month, and just definitely worth showing. I have this white basket. and I already have it filled with stuff. This is a white wicker basket. I think I paid $8 or $9. Has a little bit of a dip there on the front, you can see, but a beautiful basket, great size for blankets in a bedroom, or if you want to put your little stash of magazines or the books you're reading, whatever. It's already filled with stuff that I'm taking to the Mart. So same store, was a wicker bonanza at the stop. I got 3 amazing wicker pieces. I just showed you that white weathered shabby chic basket. And then I found this little organizer, so adorable. I think this might have been $5 or $6, so very cute. Again, you've got slots in here. You can put whatever paper you want. And then there's a hole at each of the tops here if you wanted to hang it on the wall. So another really great, wicker is really in right now. So thrilled to find this piece. And there's one more, and it is amazing. Okay, this is the final piece. Now, I've never even found this before. I have found wicker wine racks, but not like this. This is the granddaddy of wine racks. So can you guys see how large this is? I'm sitting way back on my chair. So this holds, I think it's 12 bottles. And I don't know, maybe I paid $16 for this, but again, fantastic wicker frame. Each individual bottle will sit in its own, hand woven wicker slot. So a great deal on this, and these go for good money. So very excited to have found this one. My next item I picked up, I don't see cocktail shakers out there very often, and I have collected these. I started my collection back in the early 80s. I started it a long time ago. And I will pick them up if I feel like it's something interesting. Now, this particular shaker, I actually already own this. I paid $9 for this, and I checked online, and they don't go for ridiculous amounts of money. They don't go for these go for like $25, $35, so not that much. So, but I thought, the graphics on this are really good. It has a top that fits. This little pouring lid, that actually will come off. So it's in good working order. So I thought, let's just get this because it'll be fun with some of the cocktail glasses that, I can pair with it in my booth. Now, here's another one that I don't normally seek out, but this was such a beautiful cup and saucer. Look at this. Look at the dragonfly on this. Can you guys see? Oh, trying to get there we go. So look how pretty this is. So extremely pretty. This is from Godinger, and it was just a single that I found. I don't know what I paid for. It was like $1.99. It was not much money, but I thought it was so beautiful. And it may go in my gift bin, but just a beautiful piece. This it's so easy, I feel like, to thrift something like this. Get some tea and some little nice cookies or something from Trader Joe's. And now you've got a beautiful little personalized gift for, your mother, your sister, your good friend, your coworkers. I love thrifting and gifting, and my mind always runs when I find something like this, like, oh, this would be a great gift. Just had tea bags, just had some cookies, and you've got a sweet little gift. This is an amazing piece, and when I found it, look at this. Look at this base. Is that just incredible? Look at the leaves there around the top, and then look at this incredible hurricane. This is crystal. So I found this at my thrift store in Reseda, and it was $29, and I was like, oh, if there was only a pair, if there was only a pair. And so this was in their front window. So I was like, of course, yes, I want it. Put that aside for me. So as I went down my first aisle, hold on. That first one I just showed you with the glass canopy, that was $29. I think that was a really good deal. So I'm walking down the aisle, and then I see this one. So here's the base. Here's the base. Again, look at this detail in here. I love that. And this was $10. Clearly, something must have happened during the donation process where the glass canopy for the second one got broken. So I'm going to look around, see if I can find a matching pair of glass canopies, or maybe I just sell the one that I have, call it a day, and then in the meantime, just find a glass canopy that'll work and be as grand on this one and sell them separately. I'd love to sell the pair, but I would rather just sell the one that I have and just get that moved out and on its way, and then just in the meantime, keep looking for one that'll go with this. Okay, my last item here, I think this is my last item. So like I said earlier, I normally will not buy plates. Because they're just not, I think if you're going to be in that category, you really have to go all in. I'm not all in on that. But I do find things, obviously, as I find them. So I found this, I think it's called, what's it called? Sunshine by Andre Panache. So this is a very collectible set. I have 4, I guess these are bread and butters or small salads. And then we have 4 on the dinner plate. So I looked these up online to just make sure this is something I should be investing in. I mean, it was $5 for the dinner plates and $3 on those bread and butter plates. So I'm in it for $8 on these. I think I can make some money. And I do think that there is a customer out there that wants these yummy kind of 1970s vibes and colors in their kitchen. And again, this says, I'm going to try to hold this up. It's called the Desert. Oh, it's called Desert Side. It says these are hand painted. This next piece, I'm putting aside for Christmas time. Look at this. It just reminds me of snowdrifts. Look at this big chunky oval vase. And so I'd love to find some kind of fake vintage Christmas trees or something that I could put inside and just sell it, you know, styled with trees or whatever. But it's a great piece. I paid $13 for this, but I love it. And I think I could do something fun with it at Christmas time. And my next piece, little piece of artwork. I love the frame. This monkey, he can go. I'm not a fan of his. It looks kind of juvenile. So, but the frame is really great. I even don't mind this matting, this kind of woven, I don't know, textured linen matting, but the monkey has to go. And I'm sure I can find something else that would be a better for my taste and recycle the frame. I love finding painted toll containers. And so I found this one. It's like my favorite shade of green. Look at that lion's head on there with the ring. So good. That's on both sides. So love the shade of green on this. We've got a couple of little feet, 4 feet. And I think I paid $5 for this. So love this. This will go in my collection because I love using these for plants, flowers, etc. My next find was something I haven't seen in a while, and I've bought and sold these probably 4, 5, 6 times. These are the famous brunch glasses. I first heard of these when I worked for Gump's in San Francisco. These are made in Italy. People want these. They call them the brunch glasses, and they are marked on the bottom. There's an etching detail that says Italy. I was able to get this set of 4. I have 4 on these. Obviously, this is 2. 4 of these for $5. So incredible deal, $1.25 each. I have sold these for, I think the 4 for like $45, $55. So very excited to get these in the shop. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Consider subscribing to my channel. Always remember, decorate and live stylishly, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.